Okay, question 3A, part 1. Lots of algebra in this. We have, looks like a Fahrenheit Celsius equation. It's C equals 5/9 of F minus 32. And when F is, we're being asked when F is 77, what is C? So we've got C equals 5/9 of 77 minus 32, which is 45. 1/9 of 45 is 5, so it's 25. That's our answer. Next question, part 2. Value of 2 pi times L over G when L equals 0.6 and G equals 9.81, and then we move it to 3 decimal places. Okay, so we've got 2 times pi times the square root of 0.6 times 9.81. What I tend to do with calculator questions like this is do it in steps. You're probably more adept than I am with it, but that is the square root of the calculator, which is my phone at the moment, 0.6 divided by 0.981, whoops, wrong one, sorry, 0.6 divided by 9.81 is the square root of 0.1019368. Now, if we look at the square root of that, we should get 2 times pi times 0.319275. I'm not going to go more than that. I don't think you need to. So this, when you times it by pi and 2, is 2.006066. Now we need it to 3 decimal places, which is 2.123, which is 0.06. Okay, there's our answer to part 2. Now, question part B. It's gone off the screen. 4288 as a product of prime factors. So we've got 2 into 2144, which is 2 into 1, 0, 7, 2 is 2 into 5, 3, 6, 2 into 2, 6, 8, 2 into 1, 3, 4. So I'm going to go off the page. 2 into that's 67, and that looks to me to be a prime number. So it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 3, 5, 6 times by 67. Now, part 2 is to write it as 2 whole numbers which are as nearly as equal as possible. And 67, if we're looking for powers of 2, we might want to have a look at 64. 64 is 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 2 whole numbers which are nearly as equal as possible is 64 times 67. Okay. part C, nth terms. So t to the n is 10 over n, sorry, 10n over n squared plus 1. First term is 5, so when n equals 1, let's check that. 10 times 1 is 10, divided by 2 is 5. And 2 equals 4. Let's check that. 10 times 2 is 20. 2 squared is 4, 1 is 5, so 20 divided by 5 is 4, 5. The third term. So when n equals 3, t equals 10 times 3 over 3 squared plus 1, which is 30 divided by 10, which is 3. And show clearly why the seventh term is 1.4. Right, I'll try and show this clearly without going off the page. So when n is 7, we know t is going to be 10 times 7 over 7 squared plus 1, which equals 70 divided by 49 plus 1, which is 50, which equals 7 fifths, which equals 14 tenths, equals 1.4. Oops, went off the page, sorry. Part 3. We have the 18th term. So the 18th term, t to the n, or t to the 18 is 180, 10 times 18 over 18 squared plus 1, so, which is 180 over 18 times 18 is 324 divided by 325. 180 divided by 325 is 0.55384694, 0.554 pp. Doesn't ask for 3 decimal places, but try and keep them happy. Last one, trial and improvement to find the first term that's less than the half. Now 18 is pretty close, so I would suggest we try 20. If we have a look, we can put this out in a table. It'll help us sort of systematize it. And results there. I'm just going to leave this space for working. So when n is 20, result, which is t to the n, we have 200 divided by 400 squared, which is so 20 squared, which is 401, and 20 divided by 401. So 200 divided by 401 is 0.4987. So we've already gone under a half. So what we need to see whether 19 is actually happens before it. So 19, we get 190 divided by 19 squared plus 1. 19 squared is 361. So plus 1 is 362. We already see that that's not going to be half 190 and 380. Be consistent is 0.5248. So first sub half term is t to the 19. Oops, no, absolute rubbish. T to the 20. Okay, there we go. That's question 3 done.